Hi there, my name is Mackenzie H, and welcome back to another episode of my podcast series and stuff like that. The final season. I know, it's going to be quite sad. I'm going to share a bit more about what's going to be the deal going forward at the end of this episode. But for now, we're going to introduce the next topic of this season, which is going to be music in general. Mainly, it's just going to be about my favorite bands, things I like about them, why I started listening to them in the first place. And this episode is about Wilbur Soot and Lovejoy. So, Wilbur Soot was a first for me. I started listening to him around somewhere between start and mid 2021. And I don't know how I started listening to him, but I just wound up listening because I found him really entertaining. His videos and streams were always funny. I didn't watch any of the streams live, but I watched the videos that he uploaded to YouTube. I found them cool. And I think that might have been a bit what led me to his music, because I think I heard Your New Boyfriend. I think I might have heard that before I actually knew that I had, or before I actually knew what it was. But my first real proper introduction to Wilbur Soot was through the channel Soot House, as I'm sure a lot of people was. Yeah, Soot House was a great channel. And I think the first video of theirs I watched was the Harry Potter, but it was generated by an AI. I found that really funny. And I started watching one video after the other over the course of a year. Yeah, I'm going to be skipping over a lot of things because I don't actually remember how I got into Wilbur Soot and his music and stuff. But yeah. Over the course of a few months, probably about until somewhere between mid and end, closer to mid 2021. I would listen to his music. It started with the E-Boy Ego trilogy, which is I'm in Love with an E-Girl, Internet Ruined Me, Your New Boyfriend. That eventually went into Your City Made Me... Your City Gave Me Asthma. I was going to say Your City Made Me Boring. That's mine. But Your City Gave Me Asthma. I found that album really enjoyable. That EP, whatever we want to call it. And then I discovered Maybe I Was Boring, the 4-track EP that he only uploaded onto SoundCloud or something. He uploaded it somewhere. I can't remember. But yeah, it was cool. I slowly started listening to more and more of his music. I found It's All Futile, It's All Pointless at that time to be one of my favorite songs. And it was because of Wilbur Soot that I started getting into Lovejoy. Now, this music as a whole was a bit different for me. Because up until this point, I was mainly listening to, Johnny Cash. 2020 and 2021 were insane Johnny Cash era. I'll talk about Johnny Cash and why I think, he's one of the best country musicians. I'll talk about that in a later episode. Put it down on the pen for later. It was a first for me. So, in case you don't know what Lovejoy is Wilbur Soot's band. It's his band that he is in along with Joe Goldsmith, Mark Boardman, and Ash Kabosu. And it's really cool. The whole band is really cool. I'm going to read a bit from definition from what looks like the Wikipedia page. I'm not quite sure. It's just a straight up Google thing. Lovejoy Lovejoy is an indie rock band formed in Brighton, England. The band consists of William Gold as lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist, Joe Goldsmith as lead guitarist, Mark Boardman as drummer, and Ash Kabosu as bassist, with all the four sharing in songwriting. Yeah, that is from Wikipedia. Yeah, so their genre is like indie rock and pop punk, which is very interesting because, yeah, like I said, Johnny Cash was mainly what I listened to, and it was like older kind of music. But, like, up until, like, probably halfway through 2021, this is the band that I started listening to, you know? Like, because up until this point, like, indie rock and, like, punk rock, it wasn't really my thing, you know? Yeah, I think I've explained a couple of times about my different music tastes. From like any point up until 2017, it would have been just Doctor Who soundtracks. 2018 and 2019. 2018 would have been like video game soundtracks. 2019 would have been Johnny Cash. 2020 as well. And then, yeah, 2021 was when I started to get into Wilbur Soot and Lovejoy, which was great. So, Lovejoy released their first EP, Are You Alright, on the 5th, on the 10th of May in 2021. So that means that it is almost 2 years old, which is quite interesting. I find that quite an enjoyable fact. Yeah, so they released the EP Are You Alright? The tracks are Taunt, Monday, Sex Sales, and Cause for Concern. I didn't listen to it when it originally came out. I listened to it, I think, about a month later, and I didn't even listen to the full thing. I got up until like halfway through Sex Sales, and I was like, yeah, it's alright. But then, like, over time, I started getting more and more into it. And that's the thing with, like, new albums and stuff. Like, I'll listen to them for, the first one or two times and be like, yeah, it's all right. Yeah. And then, like, as I go back and listen to it more, I'll realize how much that album has really grown on me, like that EP or that single, whatever. I'll realize how much, like, how awesome I find it. But, like, it's cool to know that Lovejoy was my first introduction to indie rock. And it's made me love the genre. So, on the same day they released Are You Alright, they also released a music video for the song One Day, and that absolutely blew up. If I go to their YouTube channel now, and if I let it load, I'll tell you how many views that music video has. I'll also tell you how many tell you how many views the EP has. If YouTube loads, I need to get a faster computer. Come on, just work with me here. Work with me. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe. So, the One Day music video has 16 million views in almost 2 years, just short of 2 years. That is really good. The Taunt music video also has 16 million views, which is great. Those are two really good videos, especially like the One Day one. But it was all of that got me into the band and into indie rock as like a genre. In October, I think it's October. Yep. On the 14th of October, they released Pebble Brain, which was their second EP. The tracks were Oh Yeah, You're Gonna Cry, Model Buses, Concrete, Perfume, You'll Understand When You're Older, The Fall, and It's All Futile, It's All Pointless. A remake of Wilbur's song from Maybe I Was Boring, which is really cool, you know? When I heard through teasers and stuff that they might be bringing it back, and I was like, oh yeah, I hope they do, you know? Because it's such a cool song, and it would have been interesting to see how they did it. And they did, and it was great. Yeah. I really did love that. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My favorite song was probably Perfume or Model Buses. and then it eventually became Concrete. Concrete was one of my favorite songs from that EP, because like the fucking drums at the beginning, it's so cool. Yeah, I did a couple of the songs in this one for my album Road Trip, which is also known as my flop album, because I hate that. I hate Road Trip with all my life. It wasn't the best album I ever made, especially considering the fact that it's the second album I made and currently one of the only two. But yeah, this next album's going to be better anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah, You're Gonna Cry. That was my first single I released. I originally did that single as like a thing, like a countdown to begin my Twitch streams, because I was going to launch my Twitch streams in 2022, like start of 2022. And I was going to use it as a countdown. When I found out I couldn't do that, I decided, well, I've already worked on this so far. Why don't I just polish it up a bit and release it as a single? And I did. I think I finished it and released it like 3 days later. And it's great because I've heard like actual advice from like real proper like professional musicians, and it's like you need like a good like advertising campaign thing is 4 weeks after you have the final mix. You can set the release date for. I didn't do that. I set it for like 3 days after the fact, after I finished it, and went, okay, cool. Yeah. In all fairness, I could have polished it up a bit better, but what are you gonna do? It's kind of old. It's kind of nice. I like it. It has a nice kind of chill vibe to it, I guess. With Pebble Brain, they released videos for Model Buses and Concrete, but they also released they also got a artist or a video editor or something to make a video for It's All Futile, It's All Pointless, and they uploaded that, and that was pretty cool. Give me 1 second. That is the TV show I Want the Band. Yeah, apparently there's a British TV show called Lovejoy, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the band. Just looking for the band. Yep. They do not. What? Why don't they mention Knee Deep at ATP? That's like one of the best fucking songs they ever had. Bro, it doesn't even mention. Fucking. Does it really not even mention? Okay, yeah, it does mention Knee Deep at ATP. Yeah, down here. I need to figure out where that is, because it's somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, yep, right. I'm an idiot. Yeah, just give me 1 second to read ahead. This podcast episode is all over the place. It's also going to be a bit shorter than the other episodes, because this band hasn't really done much in compared to like the other bands I'm going to talk about this season. Yeah. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Yeah, so it doesn't say when Knee Deep at ATP was released. Okay, cool. So in December, I think it was pretty close to it was close to New Year's 2021. But they released a cover of the Los Campesinos song Knee Deep at ATP. Now, when I found out they were going to do that, I decided to go and listen to the original song by Los Campesinos, and this is actually what got me into that band. I'd heard of them before because I knew of Wilbur's cover of Romance is Boring, his acoustic cover, as I'm sure we all do. But yeah, it's great. They really did so much with Lovejoy really did so much with Knee Deep, and it was great. I loved it. It was great. There were so many things. When I did my cover of Knee Deep at ATP for Road Trip, I adapted elements from the Lovejoy version. I also adapted elements from Los Campesinos, and it kind of created its own thing, which is great. You know, I'm so happy with that. Yeah, but that's actually what got me into Los Campesinos. So Lovejoy has kind of introduced me to the world of indie rock, which is great, because I've also gotten into other bands that I normally wouldn't have gotten into, like Crywank, which is really cool, you know, and those kind of artists have led me to discover other things, and it just keeps going, and it's great, and I'm so happy with that. Yeah. Then they kind of went silent for a year, and in 2023, actually not that long before my it wasn't that long before my trip to Dunedin that I took back in February, over the course of Valentine's Day for Romance is Boring. But it wasn't long before that Lovejoy released Call Me What You Like, which is a single promoting the album Wake Up and It's Over, which is actually releasing in, at the time of recording this, 6 days. So that's cool. Yeah. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. But Call Me What You Like, honestly, that and another song that I discovered like a little bit beforehand, those songs were pretty much the only ones that I played on the airplane ride from Hokitika to Christchurch, and it was great. Yeah, it's weird, big recording podcasts like these, because I've kind of ran out of things to talk about, and like I can't stop the recording to think of more things because it's 12:15 in the morning on Saturday, and I've got work at 9 o'clock. Yeah. So this episode's going to be a lot shorter than the others, but, you know, that's fine. In April, Lovejoy released an acoustic remake of their EP Are You Alright under the name Anvil Cat. The EP was called From Studio 4. I believe they recorded it while they were stranded in Ireland or Dublin or some place like that, with only their acoustic instruments, and they just recorded acoustic versions of their songs, which is great. You know, it was cool. I like that. They released it, and they included a song that they scrapped from the original Are You Alright, called Tomorrow, and it was great. It was great. I loved it. It's such a cool song. I wish that they had the whole thing. I wish we could hear the whole thing. Maybe one day we will. But, yeah. Oh, I forgot. In 2022, they also were a part of a Crywank cover compilation called Here You Go, You Do It, a Crywank covers compilation. They did Privately Owned Spiral Galaxy, which is honestly great because, yeah, it works so well. Their version of Privately Owned Spiral Galaxy is honestly amazing. And there's a reason why it's so popular. Yeah. Yeah. But this whole band has what's gotten me into like other bands that I normally wouldn't have listened to, because I would have been like, oh, that's not really my thing. It's like a slow introduction to the world of indie rock, and it's great. Yeah. Yeah. I guess what we just need to do right now is just wait for Wake Up and It's Over to release in like a week's time, and then yeah, it'll be cool, you know. Yeah, can't wait for that. I'm so looking forward to Scum. That is one of the songs I'm looking forward to. The small amount of snippets that we've had over the past year, I'm looking forward to Scum. Yeah. And it's cool. I'm an idiot. Do you want to know why? Because the EP is available for pre-order as a cassette and a CD format. I pre-ordered both of them at separate times, about like a month apart. And it's great. I don't know why I needed a cassette and CD. I guess I just did it. But oh well, yeah. Yeah, it's great, you know? This is the thing. We're 20 minutes in. I've run out of things to talk about. Yeah, I guess I've just got to end it there. I do have a song that I can play. This won't be a very good cover. This isn't a good episode. But you know what? I don't care. Great. Oh, jeez, that is my empty bottle of mango vodka. That's great. Right. Might as well do this. Yeah, for the first song of the last season. Don't worry. The episodes will get better. It's just the fact that because this band hasn't really done much, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, but this is Taunt by Lovejoy. She's always asking I'm alright, as if auspicious are in my pine. I'll find the answer and good night, then cut the timing short. And yes, you always do that one thing, when you wrinkle up the nose bridge. I'm trying to figure out what that meant. I took it as a taunt. Remember way back then in school, oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, and I don't think I have a clue. Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, you're always trying to leave the table, from coastal lip breaks and stable. And don't you think that we can all tell you're insecure? Guess I always do that one thing, when I get you drunk and jumping, to figure out what makes your brain sick. I'm a listener. Remember what back then in school. Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, and I don't think I have a clue. Oh, did anybody ever say no to you? Oh, does anybody ever say no to you? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Whoa. Forget the number for the cackle. I see dashing out the front door. You claimed your threat to dodge your cackles, then got the time ashore. And you see, you always do that one thing, cause when you throw and judge me under your drink, I'm trying to figure out what that means. I took it as a taunt. There you go. I'm sorry I wasn't able to talk for longer, but honestly I'm tired and I've got work in the morning. And considering the fact that this band hasn't really done much yet, they've gone on plenty of live shows, they've done plenty of interviews and local radio, but it's mainly about the music that I listen to, yeah. But, yeah. Next episode will definitely be a bit longer than this one, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah. welcome to the final season of and stuff like that. Oh, I did promise that I needed to talk to you about the new home for it. Great, yeah. So, I upload these episodes through Buzzsprout, and Buzzsprout is the service that distributes it to the various streaming platforms you're listening to it on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of those kinds of things. And I have a fear that as soon as I stop paying for the service, that all of that is just going to disappear. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to keep paying for it up until the last episode. Once that last episode has gone up, all of it will be uploaded to its own YouTube channel. The link will be in the description when I eventually make it, so you can all go over there and you can all listen to it there. But it is going to be good. And stuff like that is going to have a new home, which is good. Because it means that all of this wasn't just for nothing. Because I feel like as soon as I stop making episodes, I no longer need to pay for the service. But it's been fun. So yeah, more updates to come. But until next time, I'll see you all then. Bye bye.